car dealership bullied me over a cash payment, so I bought their business. I walked into Riverside Motors with $32,000 in cash, ready to buy the car I'd been saving for since college. The new salesman, barely out of training, was thrilled he got to count so many bills. Nobody pays cash anymore. We signed everything, shook hands, and I drove off in my new Honda Accord, thinking that was the end of it. But the very next morning, my phone exploded. The dealership manager was screaming so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. "You cost us our financing commission. That sale was never authorized. Return that car immediately." I explained that I had a signed contract and receipt, but he didn't care. "We don't accept cash payments over $10,000. It's company policy." But I'd already checked. There was nothing about that in their policy or my contract. This was just about them losing their kickback from the finance company. When I refused to return the car, he said something that should have warned me. "We have ways of getting our inventory back." The harassment started immediately. Different employees called me every single day, sometimes at 6 a.m., sometimes at 11 p.m. "There's been a mistake with your paperwork. We need to verify your payment. The sale is under review." When I stopped answering unknown numbers, they got creative. They sent certified letters claiming the sale was pending investigation and that I was driving disputed property. They even called my employer's HR department, asking to verify my employment for a car purchase, heavily implying something was suspicious about me paying cash. Then their employees started showing up to my house at random times. One showed up during my daughter's birthday party, insisting I needed to sign corrected paperwork right there in front of all the guests. Each time I documented everything, saved voicemails, kept letters, recorded doorbell footage, but I didn't retaliate, figuring they'd eventually give up. Sadly, I was dead wrong. One fateful day, I woke up to the sound of metal scraping concrete. A tow truck was in my driveway, actively hooking up my car. I ran outside in my pajamas. "What are you doing? That's my car." The driver didn't even look up. The dealership reported it as stolen inventory. I'm just doing my job. I could have fought him, could have shown my paperwork, could have called the police, but something made me stop. I grabbed my phone and started recording instead. "Go ahead, take it." I filmed them dragging my legally purchased car away while my neighbors watched. As soon as the truck disappeared, I called my lawyer. She understood exactly what I wanted and told me, "They want to play dirty? Let's play dirty." My lawyer started building our case: harassment, conversion, fraud. But while researching the dealership, she found something extraordinary that no one expected. "You're not going to believe this," she said, calling me into her office. "Their business name registration expired 3 months ago. They never renewed it. In our state, that meant the name Riverside Motors was legally available for anyone to claim." She leaned back in her chair with a smile. "They're operating under a name they don't own. Every contract they've signed, every sale they've made, it's all under an unregistered business name." I stared at the state registry website showing available next to Riverside Motors. These bullies had been so busy harassing customers they'd forgotten to handle basic paperwork. Within an hour, I'd filed to register Riverside Motors under my new LLC. It cost me $200, but it was about to be so worth it. 3 days later, my lawyer sent them a cease and desist letter stating I now owned Riverside Motors and filed multiple lawsuits for their harassment and illegal towing of my car. Their lawyer called mine within 2 hours, voice cracking with panic. The dealership's manager followed up with calls to my personal cell, his previous arrogance completely gone. The offers started at $5,000 and climbed daily as their situation deteriorated. They couldn't run proper advertisements. They couldn't process sales correctly. Customers were asking questions about paperwork discrepancies. By day 5, they were offering $30,000. The owner got involved personally, abandoning any pretense of control. On day 7, after a week of letting them twist in the wind, I finally gave them my terms through my lawyer. "Return my car immediately, pay $50,000 for the business name, and cover all my legal fees." "That's extortion," the owner screamed over the phone. My lawyer responded calmly, "It's business. You have 24 hours. They caved in 12. My car appeared in my driveway that evening, detailed and with a full tank. 2 certified checks totaling $58,000 were hand-delivered by their lawyer, who looked like he'd aged 5 years in a week. The manager who'd orchestrated the harassment was fired immediately. The dealership had to send letters to 3 months of customers explaining the administrative error with their business name. I left them a 1-star Google review. They paid me $50,000 to take my business elsewhere. Would not recommend. The old manager still calls me sometimes, slurring his words, claiming I destroyed his life and set him up. But how could I have known they'd forgotten to renew their registration? I was just a customer who wanted to buy a car with cash.